Again, this is actually part of where the value comes in for these. Again, I'm not rating off of what I'm about to pull, because what I'm about to pull is what you consider kind of a case hit out of the zebra. Alrighty, everybody. So we are talking about the select hanger boxes for 2023-2024. Now, if you've opened up any select basketball so far this year, you're going to find a lot of commonalities with the other boxes just in general. These little guys actually can pack quite a valuable punch when we look at the overall value of the box. So let's kind of take a look around the box. First and foremost, you're getting 20 cards per box. You're getting 3 of the tectonic prisms. Try and say that 3 times fast. Again, on the side, you're seeing the same thing. But on the back, if you look at it, kind of like some of the other select boxes this year, you actually can hit quite a bit of stuff. Let's take a little bit closer look. Look at things like the white gold prisms numbered to 1. You've got multiple sets here, again down to 1. You've got the tiger prisms. You've got a ton of different series in here, different sets. All of them numbered anywhere from 99 to 1 down to even 10 to 1, 15 to 1. A lot of value can be found in these boxes. Again, I almost missed it, zebra prisms as well. So a lot of overall value when you think about case hits, you think about the numbered cards that can come out of these things. It's quite impressive that these little boxes can pack quite the punch that they do, as well as autographs, which is, again, in a hanger box, quite rare when you look at it, because most products over the years, they've really stripped these down to bare bones things, like just looking for the hanger exclusives. And unless you're chasing a big player like a Victor Wembanyama, which obviously this year you are, you're getting a box this year that actually has value that we haven't seen in quite some time. They've really upped the game with select 2023, 2024 in general in retail, but especially in these boxes. So right off the bat, when we look at the total value out of these boxes, especially in a year like this year where Victor Wembanyama is such a massive chase, these boxes I am rating a solid A. As a reminder, our scale is A to F, and we're rating different aspects of it, everything from the individual base cards to things like the design, the overall value of the box. We're also rating the floor, the ceiling. So when we look at value, when we look at the ceiling overall on this, like I said, we're rating this an A. Now, we'll rate the floor here in a few because we're going to take a look at a couple of things. One thing I will say, if I was going to rate these boxes, is this plastic on here is the absolute devil. If I was rating these boxes, one thing that I would really not rate well is this plastic that they put on these boxes. It is a real pain to get off.
5 minutes later.
So if we're, again, digging into this, we've got only 20 cards per box, and that's one of the drawbacks, right? Like when you think about what you're actually getting out of these boxes, the drawback is that you're only getting 20 cards. So the opportunity to hit some of those cards that we just talked about can be a little difficult. I actually really hate these foil wrappers too. I think they just come across as super cute and cheesy. Wish they do something a little bit better with these. Makes me feel like a Sage pack or something. Sage overall though this year, just as a side note, really, really solid product, especially if you're looking at the overall hobby boxes. But let's stick to this. Let's stick to select. Let's look at what we're looking at today. So again, here's your base design. Let's take a look at this for a moment. And just the overall select base design this year. Again, if you haven't opened up select basketball retail, one thing they did a couple years ago, they switched to this blue stock. It's still got a nice aesthetic to it, even though it is blue. It's a good way to differentiate the hobby from the retail versions. But you know, of course, in this case, you know, unlike like select football or something along those lines, you're not getting quite the same value out of these cards because you have that differentiation between retail and hobby. Again, though, when you rate the rip and you look at the ceiling overall for some of these products, it's all the extra stuff that they've added that's actually made these not as bad to get. Overall design this year, I will say, to me, it's really busy. I don't love it. I really don't think that the base concourse design looks all that great. I think that the overall, like, the different shapes on it and everything come across as just a very busy design. I like that the player is right up front, but everything behind it just kind of drowns out the rest of the card. So overall rating on the base cards and everything, I'm giving this year a C. It's a meh. I've seen a lot better Select, and I've seen a lot worse Select. But really, honestly, this design overall, it's not my favorite. It's just a meh. It's grown on me a little bit, but overall, just again, not something I absolutely love. So taking a look at, you're going to get quite a few base cards in here. There's a Giannis, got a Chris Murray. I will say one thing about these boxes to note that I've actually noticed is that overall, the unfortunate pieces, the collation on these is really bad. If you get lucky, because you're going to hit Victor Wembanyama after Victor Wembanyama in these base cards. You can always tell if you're going to get one because you're going to see a Steph Curry first. If you see a Curry, you're getting a Wemby. So the collation on these, now that was at least the first couple runs. They may have gotten better, but since then, I can't tell you for sure. It's been a little bit since I've opened up some. I opened up a fair amount when they first came out. There's a Cade Cunningham, a Jamal Murray, Noah Clowney on the rookie, Trae Young. Now, see, this is actually the premier level this year. And again, I don't love this design. The off-centeredness, like, I get what they're going through. It's an asymmetrical design. It's not my favorite. I don't think that it flows well for the card. Again, this is part of why I'm rating this a C this year. Just because the overall design of the product this year just feels like they kind of threw paint at a wall and tried to see if it would stick in a variety of different ways. And for me, it just doesn't work the best. This design, again, it's grown on me over time. I probably, if I would have rated this right off the bat, would have been an F. But it has grown on me. It's not as bad. I know football is going to carry the exact same design, which I'm a little worried about, to be honest. But we'll see how that works out when that product comes out. There's a Cam Johnson. All right, we're coming up on our first silver. Again, I do like these boxes that they do have at least a silver per box. The silver actually look nice overall. You get that little shimmy shine on there, as our friends over at Silver Sport would say. And now we're getting into the Tectonic. And again, this is actually part of where the value comes in for these. Again, I'm not rating off of what I'm about to pull, because what I'm about to pull is what you consider kind of a case hit out of the Z back to the back, because we'll take a look at that and save that for a minute. But let's look at the Tectonic design. Now, these I'm going to rate separate because I think they look really, really nice on this card design overall. So, rookie Derek Lively, beautiful design even on the concourse. It's just a really nice looking card with that Tectonic. Some people may not like this. This design I'm giving a B. Because I think that the actual Tectonic adds a lot of aesthetic to the card that otherwise isn't there on just the base card. It looks too flat. This gives the shapes and the different design on it an overall depth that you wouldn't otherwise see. So highly, highly desirable cards here. We got a Jimmy Butler, Bradley Beal. This right here, the mezzanine, this is a reason that we're a C, to be honest, because as much as I don't like the concourse, the mezzanine on the specific retail exclusives here is outstanding. I love this design. I can't believe they saved it for retail only and didn't put this in hobby. I think this alone is an A, but overall, I think that the rest of the box is just a meh. Concourse is like a D for me, so that's where we're coming out at the average of that C rating. And then last but not least, a nice one there on the Brandon Ingram. Insert wise, All right, so talking about inserts, you're not going to get a lot of inserts in Select this year. It's a nice overall design on things like the Thunder Lane. When you get that silver on there, it looks really good. But you're just not going to get a lot of them, which to me is a little bit of a drawback. If you're opening up a blaster box, you're opening up a mega, you're going to get a little bit more, but not a ton. And on these, they can be really nice and desirable. There's cards in here like Global Reach, which I think are a massive waste. I just think they come off as a complete waste of card stock, to be honest. I think this design on things like Thunder Lane and some of these, if I'm rating a rip, I'm getting one specific insert per box, and I'm getting 3 Titanic. So if we're counting these parallels as part of these, which we do on this part, I'm giving this a solid B, because again, I rated these a B. This design, these types of cards, unless you're getting a Global Reach, you're really getting a decent card on most of these. It's not my favorite Thunder Lane design. I actually like last year's a lot better. But overall, again, I give these a B. It's a solid rate on these, and I think that they're worth your time and value in investing in it. Now, let's take a look at this back card here, which, again, I'm not rating this based on what I'm about to pull, because if I'm about to pull a banger, that's just awesome, and just kind of goes to show you the value. But even if I don't, it's a zebra, right? It's a case hit, but this goes to show you some of the value that you can get. We don't have a rookie, but we have a mezzanine, which is nice. And Noah Clowney. Oh, we do have a rookie. Okay, so rookie, Noah Clowney, zebra. Now, on this design with the zebra specifically, looking at that Noah Clowney, like, wow, that just pops with that mezzanine design. Now, again, Nets, of course, wish with the black you were seeing a Victor Wembanyama here. Of course, if you pull a Wemby in a zebra like this, you're looking at a couple $1,000 card, which is why the value and the ceiling on this product is through the roof. It is a solid A. It's a great value with the number cards you can pull. The case hits like this, it's outstanding. I'm not rating this again on what I pulled here today, because this isn't necessarily what you can expect from every box. I've opened probably about 12 of these, and this is the first zebra I've pulled. But I'm happy to have pulled it, of course. It's an awesome hit. But at the same point, if I'm rating the rip, the floor on these can actually be about a D. There's still going to be some value. Your cards like this insert here with Brandon Miller, that's going to yield you probably $5 or $10 in a silver. Like these are going to carry some decent value on them. And even one decent card here, like I've obviously pulled the Derek Lively there. He's gonna probably yield me about $5 on that Titanic with the way he played this year. You're typically gonna get one card. It's very rare you're not gonna get something that has some value out of it. But when you look at the floor, when you get a bad box, it's a bad box, and it's a D, because you are paying $22 at Walmart for these boxes, which is where you can really kind of have it fall out on you. But this just goes to show you the value. Overall, if I'm rating this rip and I'm giving this product a true overall rating, I'm giving it a solid B. I like the design. It's cards like this that save the product for me, along with the extra added value. And when I say save the product for me in this design, it's that mezzanine design. If it didn't have something like this, I probably would be a little less bullish on the product. But overall, you look at the Titanic prisms, you look at an insert typically per, and a lot of them are going to come out as silvers. You're going to hit at least typically one silver per box. You've got some orange Titanics. You've got a lot of numbered card potential in here. And then on top of that, you're getting a guy like Victor Wembanyama that is a massive chase that you have the opportunity to hit. Even in a base card, it's going to yield you $5. So in this product, a solid B. I would invest my money in a product like this on a regular basis. If I were you and only selecting one box, again, you got one box today. If you're trying to diversify your rip, this is a great product to add into that. So I genuinely hope you enjoyed this rip. I hope you enjoyed this rating. And if you did, I would greatly appreciate a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button because we are going to be rating the RIP quite often on this channel. You can expect products regularly. We're going to rate a lot of retail products, from time to time some hobby, to let you know when you're only buying 1 to 2 boxes at a time or something along those lines. If you're anything like me, you're going to be buying just a couple of boxes, and you're going to want to know where to invest your money, unbiased. You're not going to get, just because we pull a case hit out of it, a special rating on it. It's going to rate and tell you where you should invest your money because the potential's there and it's giving you the best value in the hobby. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button, make sure you subscribe. Check us out on our other platforms like TikTok, Instagram, and definitely check out our eBay store because we've got some great cards. Who knows, you might even see the zebra out there for sale. But for now, I'm Aaron. This has been a Big Easy Rip, and I appreciate you visiting it today. We'll see you next time. Peace.